All right, Thursday night, we're back. How you doing?
I promise you, I always sit here and I try not to have this big Kool-Aid smile on my face.
I know I have it. I've been
I
having this.
always sit here and say, okay, I'm not going to do that this week. I'm going to just be like cool when it comes on. And as soon as it comes on, hey, Kool-Aid, remember that?
I know. He come in there, his big old chubby butt come in there.
That's
You
how
know,
I
what?
feel.
Yeah. That show you how shallow we was when we were watching Kool-Aid, man. He busted the door and none of the Kool-Aid came out the picture. You know what I'm saying? He ain't spilled nothing. He just
Well,
you
hi,
would
how are
think
you?
I'm doing
I'm
you would
sorry. Whew,
uh
okay.
but you know
Where
what?
did I
I
even get that? Where did that thought even come from?
hey, we do have that. We do have that Joker smile, don't we?
I'll be trying seriously to be like, okay, I'm cool. And I can't. Anyway, hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing good.
I think I'm deliriously tired. That's why I'm like,
Man, look, it is hot.
it's
It
hot.
Even though this kind of heat is uncomfortable, this is the kind of heat you want when you're trying to lose some weight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you will sweat so much. I remember when I used to live in Houston,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to go to this park. I used to live in Pearland, Texas, and I used to go to this Tom Bass Park. That's the name of the park. I used to go to Tom Bass Park, and I remember those days. I used to go there, and it'd be so hot, humid, and
Mm-hmm.
muggy. And I would go to that park, and I would run like maybe two miles around, and then walk three. When I get home, my shirt would be soaking. I would be wet like I jumped in the pool. I would
Mm-hmm.
get home. I would take off all my clothes. I would take my socks and just
Just,
wring the water
yeah,
out of them.
yes,
Yeah. And I lost so much. I would lose weight so quick like that,
yeah.
you know?
It used to be like that when I trained at Mo City over in Missouri City.
Uh-huh.
Like you're saying, take your shoes and socks off. Socks, just you could wring the sweat from them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
how we sweat in that gym when I, trained out there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But my
Folks,
garage is throwing some heat like that too. But my clients loving it. They're
man,
happy
look,
with it.
look, I'm telling you, man, that garage you got, man, that's a great work. That's a great workout right there. Somebody get in there and just hit it and they're gonna sweat. And that's what
Yeah,
I'm
they're
talking about right there,
sweating.
man.
I have the two blower fans, so they get some air, but they like the sweat. And trust me, we
Mm-hmm.
leave up out of there drenched.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So bad.
Man,
Good.
somebody said going big, all going good being all, huh? Good being. I don't have my glasses. That what they said. Good being all. I got some new glasses coming, Yvette.
Oh, really? I need a new
Yeah,
pair myself.
man. Look, I'm gonna tell you. That's why I know now. I don't even try to fight the funk on my age, man. Because now I try to, when I'm at work on that computer screen and I'm typing and stuff,
Yes.
I can't see nothing. Everything get blurred. So I got to put on my
It's,
glasses.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Do
53.
you
That's
need them
all I
for
can say.
driving or anything, or like that, or just the computers and reading and stuff?
I need them for driving too.
Really? Oh, see, I
Yeah.
don't need mine for driving, but the computer, reading,
Hmm.
anything. I was in the grocery store one day, and I don't know, I was trying to read something on a label. I was torn between hurt. I was a little embarrassed. I was hurt. My feelings were hurt. I was like, these letters, can I not really read this label? I had to take
Yeah.
it way back. And I was like,
Man,
yeah,
my
oh
my
girl.
my vision has gotten so bad that I remember because every year I got to take a DOT physical
Hmm.
because of me having high potential blood pressure. So
Hmm.
every year I got to take a physical, a DOT physical. And I remember the last time I took it, I did so bad on the eye exam with my glasses on. The girl, I know she just gave it to me.
Oh,
You know,
really?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I even got to the point where I tried to memorize the line.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, this is bad. This is bad. But hey, it's Thursday night. We here. We wasn't on last week. I hope everyone had a happy 4th of July or enjoyed themselves for 4th of July.
Yeah.
And what is 4th of July to you?
Who is on? Can we see who's on?
I don't know who is that. Type in your name so we can see who you are. We, all we see is good being all. That's all. Type in your name if you don't mind. We definitely
Tell
appreciate it.
us you're on. We want to hear from you. Tell us how your day
Yeah.
went. what you did today.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Mhm.
You know, just kind of get back to it on 4th of July. I wish I was at work. Oh, Miss Betty. Hey, Miss Betty. Miss
That's his
Betty
best.
just got. Yeah, you know she been in Fort Worth for a while. She just got back from
Oh,
Texas.
oh,
She
okay.
back.
She's back
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. She has. I think she has. I think her daughter lived there in Fort Worth,
Oh, that's right. What
Texas.
she was saying. Well,
Yeah.
hi, Miss Betty.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I'm glad she's back. I know she's glad to be back at home. You know.
Yes.
But yeah. Oh, you went to a funeral. It says you went to a funeral service.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
sorry to
Sorry
hear
to hear
that.
that.
Condolences
Yeah,
to you and your family.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Sorry to hear that. You know, wow. Somebody say I am. Yvette, you gotta read this. I'm gonna get my glasses
I'm
on.
driving and listening. Oh, we got
Yeah,
somebody driving and listening. Who is that?
yeah.
Give us your name.
Well, you know they driving, so they don't
Oh,
want
I'm
to type it.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Wah
sorry.
wah. Hey, sorry. We went on last weekend. I had to go get the kids, and then
Uh-huh.
it just all the other kind of stuff. So back to normal
Kids are
now.
back.
So
They're happy to be home.
yeah, they running me raggedy and all that
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. But you know, I had time to when they was gone. I had time to reflect. I had time
Hmm.
to um, check myself or as my diet.
Hmm.
I was able to be able to I guess stick to it because I didn't have them there to
Hmm.
misguide me with all that junk food
Yeah.
and you know
So you found
snacking on
yourself
some.
eating healthier and cleaner.
Yes, I did. So I kind of created a routine since they're gone. So even
Hmm.
when they're back now, I'm kind of in the rhythm now. So that's where I wanted to be, which is perfect.
Oh,
So
that's good.
it yeah helped me out right there. So um
You still on the jump rope?
I'm just getting ready to start back. Getting ready to
Okay.
start back. Yeah. Man, I can't wait to do it now because it's hot. It's
Yeah.
hot and getting that garage. So I figure I'm gonna do the jump rope and get on my stationary bike and just hit it. And just
Hmm.
man, I'm excited. Like tomorrow, I'm going. And then you know, I was talking to my wife. She like, "Oh, I'm so glad I ain't got nothing planned." I'm like, "Good. Don't even be hinting at me because I already got something in my mind what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be working out. If I could do you know work out twice
Yeah.
tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, it's
Hmm.
on. So I'm ready to do it. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah, so I'm like that, you know. But anyway, when I was the time I was at home by myself and they
Hmm.
was gone, I was able to kind of sit back and just kind of meditate, just kind of think about you know being you know in my 50s and how do I want to be. And I was listening to a guy. Matter of fact, his name is Titus. Every now and then I listen to his live, you know, live
Hmm.
podcast or whatever. And he said something that it kind of made me think. He said, "When do your health?" He said, "When do your health become important to you?
Hmm.
When does it really get to a point that it register that if you don't take care of your health, you're not going to be on this earth long?"
Yeah.
You know, and I was sitting back there thinking about that, he said one thing. He was basically saying that there was a guy that was like a multimillionaire, and he
Hmm.
said, matter of fact, he's 54. Titus is 54, and the guy he said is 9 years older than him,
Mm.
and he said the guy told him, "I wish I had your body for one day,"
Mm.
and he said for the guy to be 9 years older than me, and he said the guy had bad health and all that other
Hmm.
kind of stuff. And he said the guy basically seemed like he took the wealth over his health, you
Mm.
know. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, when what is more important to you when you get into your you know 40s and up? Because
Hmm.
I know when you get to your 40s, I know when I got about 40, that's when I started having a epiphany of thinking, what how do I want to live the rest of my life?
Hmm.
As I was in my 20s all the way to my 40s, it was all about trying to have a lot of money, trying to
Hmm.
have, you know, have fun, you know, just pretty much just doing me. Because you have in your mind that you're gonna live forever. Nothing
Right.
can happen to you. That's your mindset. But when you start getting in your 40s and you start calculating the years or how old you are, you might live, especially if you get in your 40s and you start people around your age start passing
Mhm.
away or in their
Yes.
50s, and you started calculating in your mind, how long do I have on this earth?
Hmm.
How many years? Most, especially men, most men usually, you know, you hear about more men passing away in their 60s and 70s,
Right.
you know.
Earlier one.
Yeah. So you start calculating in your mind, how long do I have on this earth? And then you start calculating, well, what can I do different so I can try to
Hmm.
be around longer? I mean, what can I do? What can I do different in my life? And I was sitting back thinking about that, and I was like, if this ain't the time now to put your health first,
Hmm.
when is it? Because the older you get, the more difficult it's going to be.
Exactly.
You
Because
know,
your body
you,
doesn't respond to things like it used to when you were 20 years younger or 10 years younger, even for that matter,
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So yeah, so exactly. So
your mind, it's a mental thing as well. It goes back to us with the mind thing. You find yourself, oh, I'm tired, or this or that. And it's like you think back 20 years ago, you would have jumped right into it and it wouldn't have been a problem. So, yeah,
yeah,
as we say,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you got to ask yourself, when is the time to do it?
Hmm.
You know, because all the time when you was in your 20s and 30s, you wasn't eating right, you was drinking, you wasn't getting the proper sleep, you was doing everything you could do. Now your body is coming to collect.
Hmm.
It's ready to cash that check
I
now.
like that when you say it's coming to collect. I
It's
like that.
coming to collect. Seriously, it's
Hmm.
coming to collect.
Hmm.
All the stuff you did back then, drinking, eating, partying, not getting enough sleep. Um, because when you're young, we all do whatever we want to do. We eat whatever we want. We don't think about that. And then when you get in your 40s, now your metabolism slowing down. Now you got that element going against you. That's even
Hmm.
worse now. At least when you was young, your metabolism was bam, it was burning,
Yeah.
burning, burning. So you was good. Now you in your 40s and or 50s, and you still trying to do the things you did in your 30s and 20s, which you can't. Yeah,
No.
if people say they can, especially if your health ain't right, you definitely
Right.
can't do it. So now your body say, okay, okay. So you never put me first. You put all that other stuff first, working
Hmm.
all the hours, partying, eating, doing all that. I want to be first.
Hmm.
If I'm not going to be first, this is what's going to happen.
Hmm.
Blood pressure, diabetes,
Hmm.
all this other stuff. You know, uh, some people have breathing problems.
Yes.
All this stuff is coming. Your body's coming. It's coming to collect. It's coming
And
to
it's
get that check.
unfortunate that when you ask the question, when is the right time? And for a lot of us, it's when we get sick. It's when you have an illness. It's when you go to the doctor, you get a bad report. It's then I'm going to turn it around. But a lot of times it's too late then, or there's times when it is a good time. So
Hmm.
I just think, even when you're in your 20s and 30s, I feel like if people, the generation started preparing themselves then, or, getting healthy, working out, paying attention to what they're eating, you bring that into your 40s, into your 50s. It's that lifestyle that you continue to live. But it's just unfortunate. A lot of us don't, like you're saying, when you're at that 20, 25, 30-year old, you're partying, you're doing whatever you do and taking care of your health because you feel like you're young. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Hmm.
invincible. I'm not going anywhere. I'm 25. I'm not going to die. But people are dying way younger now from illnesses,
Yeah.
heart attacks, strokes, certain cancer is taking over.
Yeah.
So the right
Yeah.
time would be the younger 25, 30, bring it on into your 40s and 50s and 60s. And if you live to be 70 or 80, at that point, it's a lifestyle. You've incorporated it into your life, to your everyday being. And now it is a lifestyle. So it's not like something foreign, like you waited till you're 40 or 50 years old to say, oh, I want to work out now. And you don't have a clue as to what you're doing.
Hmm.
You know?
And that's true. And that's definitely true. I mean, it's your body, no matter what, when you get a certain age, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Your body is starting to break down. So now
Mm-hmm.
you gotta help your body to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta give your body some weapons.
Yes.
And to give your body some weapons is you gotta eat health, you gotta get some sleep, you gotta exercise.
Yes.
Those are the tools. Those are your sword and shield.
And
That is
drinking
your
more
sword.
water.
Drink a lot of water. That's your sword and shield on the battlefield. If you don't have those tools, you will not win. You're going to lead. And more than likely, you're going to lead this world a lot earlier than you anticipated. You know, and it's bad when you hear about people. Matter of fact, oh wow. Speaking of that, I was talking to. I don't know if I said it last time we was talking. I was talking to. I remember meeting this guy. It was last year. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year because that's when COVID was kind of dying down and everything. And I met this guy. I met him, his wife, and my wife was there, and some friends of ours was there. And I remember meeting the guy and everything like that. So, I guess 2-3 weeks ago, that's when I was smoking a cigar, and I pictured me first, my first time smoking a cigar. But anyway, they were saying that the guy had died. I'm like, I did not. I couldn't think who the guy was. And then she said, yeah, he was, and the guy was in good shape. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's in good shape. He wasn't overweight.
Right.
So when
How did
I
he
say,
die? What's the cause of death?
well, that's the thing. He was a Muslim, and he was from Pakistan. And when they died, when they die, I mean, he died on Monday, and I think they buried him like Wednesday or Thursday. So they didn't do an autopsy. But I remember they were saying that he had 4 kids. Two of them had went off to school. I think they was like maybe high school or junior high or something like that. Then he had 2 smaller kids, and they said he went downstairs to work out, and the 2 kids that was asleep, they overslept. So as they got up, they was looking for him because he usually wake them up, get them dressed, take them to school. That's usually my routine too.
Cool. Yeah.
They went down to the basement. He was on the ground. He
Probably
died.
a heart attack.
And his wife, she had the day before she went out of town.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's things like that. I sit back and think. I'm like, man, and he was only 50 years old.
Wow,
Yvette.
really?
Yeah, 50 years old. Yeah. So
even then we think like, because we'll talk about myself and having the heart attack, and although I know mine was stress related, stress induced, and lack of sleep, right, when you talk about getting your rest and the shield and the swords that we have for protection for ourselves, I feel like it's almost a bit discouraging because, for me, I used to always think I'm healthy, and as healthy as I was, how did I have a heart attack? And I have to keep reminding myself, and I'll say it over and over. I'll probably sound like a broken record, but hearing my cardiologist say, be thankful you were as healthy as you were, because you're here to talk about it. And had you not been, as healthy as you were, you would have died in your sleep. So then I appreciate, how healthy I am, although it was foreign to me how I could have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? I'm healthy. I eat right. I don't drink excessively. I don't smoke, any of that. So how do I have a heart attack? So it had me in a depressed state because I didn't understand it. I preach and I teach health. So how am I having a heart attack? But on the end result, when it's explained to me, because you were here is why you're still here today. So then you understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like twofold. It made me wonder. I'm healthy as I am. How I'll just stop working out. Then I'll just stop doing this, and I'll stop doing this, and I'll just live I'll eat what I want. I do whatever I want, and then I'll probably live longer. Which is not the case. But it took my cardiologist to explain it to me. You know what I'm saying? Just be thankful that you were in the shape that you were in, because that's why you're here now. So then I have appreciation for the working out and why I work out as much as I do to stay healthy, and I eat right and so forth,
Yeah. And thank God you're here. I'm glad. Definitely that was a blessing. But I mean, you think about that and you're like, wow, somebody like you in shape, work out and all that, but you wasn't getting the proper sleep either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You was running yourself down. Didn't know you was doing it, but you was doing it.
I kind of knew. But we know what we're doing, and I can do it. You push past, Another hour won't hurt me, another 30 minutes won't hurt. And that's what we do to ourselves. We excessively push our bodies to the limit, when we should, pay attention, because like you said, that body eventually comes to collect.
It comes to collect. It does. And we had Gerald on what was last 2 weeks ago. And I was thinking about what he was saying about not only do we have to eat healthy, but we have to take it another step farther than that. And the reason I say that is we got to pay attention to the things that we're consuming. We got to read the labels. We got to understand just because it say organic and it's healthy doesn't mean it's healthy. We don't know what they're putting into that stuff. Sure. And that goes back to when I was listening to Titus had posted this thing on his webpage, and he was having like he was talking about like the what is it? Is the FDA? That's what it is? FDA. And he was talking about
administration.
He was talking about that, and he was saying that a lot of these products that we consume, big corporate companies are buying these companies that started out organic, started out doing it the natural way, but these big companies are buying these brands and they're taking shortcuts. And he had like what's that? It's that supplement I always take. Garden for Life. That's it. Is it Garden for Life or Garden of Life? Garden of Life. I think that's it.
That's
Garden
a brand.
Yes, a brand, and they have it all at Walmart and all that stuff. But he had that Nestle's, Nestle's, ice cream and all the other stuff. Nestle bought that, and he was talking about that some of those supplements have high metal inside of it. So we got to go a lot deeper than that. I mean, it's we got to really do your research. You got to really do your research, and you got to really do your you just got to get really deep into it. You can't just go off just the name itself. You can't just go into a healthy section and say, oh, this is healthy because it says it's healthy and it's organic and all that. You got to really you got to read it, and then
what you're putting in your bodies.
Yeah, and then the stuff that when you read it and you don't understand it, you need to understand. You need to Google what that word means, because you need to know what they put in there. I know it's time consuming, but the times you watching these, watching like this dude told me years ago, dumb TV. When you watching the dumb TV, you need to sit down and really understand what are you putting by. Also with the animals that we're eating, we need to find some animals that's like, especially cows. Like some of these cows, they feed these cows with all these grains and corn and all that, and they're not grass fed, and they putting all these chemicals in there. And guess what? When they put all those chemicals and stuff in there, and you eat that stuff goes right into your body as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why I say we got to go a lot. We got to go a lot more in depth with it. Even like when you go. I know it's how when you go like some of these shakes we see on the shelves when we go to the grocery store, and some of them, we look at it like, oh, this is healthy because it's a shake, but we don't understand they put a lot of preservatives in there so it'll have a longer shelf life,
right?
And that's why a lot of times when I go and buy like a juice, if I'm just at the store and I want a juice, I get a cold press drink, and it's more expensive, but it's
cleaner, healthier.
It's cleaner. Yeah, it's cleaner. It don't have all those ingredients in there. So I mean, it's a challenge, but hey, it got to be done.
Worth it.
It's worth it. Worth it. Life is a challenge. Nobody said life is easy. And life ain't gonna be easy. But really, all the challenges make you even stronger.
Make you stronger.
Make
push that much harder. Makes you drive that much harder for it.
Yeah, because back then, our grandparents, all that, they lived a lot longer, but their food was a lot cleaner too.
Yeah.
And there's more people in the world now than when they grew up. So you got to also take that in consideration. So I would listen to Cat Williams on on Next Flip. He said something that made me laugh. He said I'm gonna tell y'all something. He said y'all not taking me serious, but I want to tell y'all something. I want y'all to think. He said it's a shortage of chicken wings. He said, but it's not a shortage of chicken legs or chicken thighs. He said, "Now get me." He said, "And let me process this. You got two legs, two wings, two thighs, two breasts, but it's the shortest on the wings." And I was sitting there thinking about that. And I'm like, you know what? If for them to keep up with the population, you know they got to put chemicals in that. I don't know if I told you a while back. A friend of mine told me that he said he got a buddy of his lived out in the country, and he said it was a chicken truck that crashed, and the chickens got loose. They got loose. He said his friend got some of the chickens and took them to his house and had them in the yard because he had some other chickens. He said the chickens kept growing so fast. He said within 3 weeks, the chickens popped.
What?
Yes. I said, nah. He said, bro, this is what my boy told me. He said the chickens kept eating, and they got so big that they popped. Because chickens are slaughtered at a certain amount of time. They're not designed to live like your house chickens. They don't have all those chemicals and stuff in them, antibiotics, steroids, and all that stuff. Yeah, so if they and they're doing it to keep up with the population, so that's why they feed all that. So you can have a chicken that hatch, and within about 2 to 3 weeks, it's a full bird.
Now that's scary.
That's very scary, and we're eating it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to, and even with some of the stuff like when you go to, I know people listening, they might be like, oh, this is too much, but you got to go another step farther. You got to, it's not going to be easy, but you got to, like, even some of these you see vegan patties and all that stuff, which is healthy, but you also got to read the labels on that stuff too, because a lot of that stuff have a lot of trans fat and all kind of stuffs in there too, and they have preservatives in there too. Sure. So you got to look at that too.
It's almost like when you think about it, it's almost like, when you start thinking about everything and how everything is processed and this and fed this and given this, it makes you not even want it at all. But then what do you eat?
Yeah.
What do you eat? Start getting your own garden and growing your own things, and it's scary.
Well, if you have a house or a patio, hey, you can do it. My next door neighbor, I live in a townhouse. My next door neighbor, she got a little garden on the patio. Mm-hmm. I went to her backyard. She was growing tomatoes. She had jalapenos. She was growing all that little stuff, And then she goes to the farmer market, and she said that sometimes they trade off with other people that grow stuff. So you got to find a community that does that. Mm-hmm. So, you're just gonna have to go the extra mile. I don't know. I just wanted to extend my life, and I want to do what I can to be healthy, and I don't want to keep putting stuff in my body. Matter of fact, put stuff in my body that's not healthy. Mm-hmm. And I think I read an article that a guy was saying that that's another thing. You got to do a lot of reading. You got to understand it. And one guy was talking about that sausage causes cancer, hot dogs, all that kind of stuff. So how often are you eating sausage or hot dogs? How often are you eating that kind of stuff? So they combining that stuff together and then putting it inside of a casing. Mm-hmm. Then you cooking it and then you eating it.
You had a hot dog on the 4th? No.
That's what I had. What did I have? I had I had an egg. I made an omelet. I made an omelet with bell peppers and all that stuff with some salsa, and I had some cheese grits. I know that wasn't healthy, but that's all I ate. And then that night before I went to work, I think I had a tomato soup. Yeah, I had a bowl of tomato soup and a salad.
Still on the intermittent fasting? You're still doing that? Okay.
Yeah. And basically I'm doing that. This is not something that I would do for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. I'm doing it to teach me discipline.
Yeah.
Remember we was talking a while back, you said your biggest problem is you're not consistent. Mm-hmm. So I'm teaching myself discipline. So if I can do that, then I can do the other things that's not so challenging what I'm
Yeah.
doing right now because I have the discipline mindset. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm doing it. So right now I'm at, I think, a little bit over 20 some days.
Yeah. I
I
think
cheated. I cheated one. I messed up one time out of the 20 days, but it wasn't like usually when I cheat and
excessively.
mess up.
Mhm.
Usually when I cheat and mess up, I'd be like, oh hell, I messed up. And next thing I know, a week then went by, I ate bad.
Mhm. Then you're
So
binging. Yeah.
yeah. So I made sure that I
Yeah.
didn't fall back. I made sure that I cheated, I messed up, but that's not going to affect the next day.
And I always
So
say, I tell people, don't say you cheated. Say I rewarded myself. You know,
yeah,
you deserve it.
yeah,
Because cheated,
yeah,
it makes it sound so bad. Then you beat up on yourself. Then you get depressed. And it's like, oh, the woe is me's. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to pull yourself out of that. So I always tell my clients, just say I rewarded myself. And then you
yeah.
go back to business. And then you don't feel as bad.
No, you don't.
Mhm.
I'm actually I'm proud of myself, and I'm looking forward to it right now to even losing more weight.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, Miss Betty, she posted a picture where she was standing up and she didn't even have a walker. Matter of fact, I'm sending. Remember that shirt that
Okay.
I'm sending her a shirt. I'm supposed to be picking them up tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
and she said, "Send me a 2X."
Okay.
She
Don't
had
make
a 3X at first. She said,
it.
"Send me a 2X." I'm like, "Oh damn, let me go." I was like, "Damn, let me go." I didn't got a 3X. Let me go put this shirt back and get a.
Can you do the applause or the hand claps? Or the hand claps?
Yes, definitely. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. But yeah, she did. Yeah, so that's good. And then I seen her. She was standing up by the stairs.
Yeah, that was a
She
beautiful
didn't have a
picture.
walker. Yeah, I'm like,
Mhm.
oh okay, yeah.
Mhm.
You take small steps to get big gains.
Yes,
That's what you do. Take
that's
small
right.
steps. Just keep taking small steps and get big
Mhm.
gains. And then eventually you would get to where you want to be.
Definitely.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, when you lose weight, it's like even now, since I lost some weight, um, my back is not as sore and stiff
Mhm.
like it used to be. My
Mhm.
back used to be stiff and sore from driving, driving 18 wheelers all them
Yeah.
years. So it's I'm feeling better now. So I'm seeing some improvement of me doing that, you know. So yeah. So well, next week, supposed to have Lynn Harrington on here, and this brother here, I think he's like 42, 43, and he got back into. I know he got back into working out, and he started doing like competing in track, and he won a lot of medals and stuff like that. And I want to talk to him about that.
Mhm.
Being his 40 brothers in real good shape. He in real good shape.
Mhm.
So I
Somebody
want
said
to
the
talk to
group
him.
is keeping me accountable.
That's good. It's keeping me accountable too. Definitely. Because you don't want to let anybody down. You don't want to let yourself
No.
down. Yeah. So you don't want to be one
Happy
of them
we're
people.
helping you guys. That's awesome. I love hearing and watching the posts, which I've been kind of out on my posts, and I told Al today we were talking about it. I'm gonna start getting a little bit more vocal.
Yeah. And I'm gonna start posting more too. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with work and all that stuff. I kind of just don't post because a lot of times I'm just when I do work out, it's real quick, you
Yeah.
know. But now I'm feeling good since the weight is coming off now. I'm feeling real
Mhm.
good. And now I'm like, okay, now
Yeah.
I don't want to just keep posting uh what's the shots from the chest on up. I want I want to post some full body. I want to lift my shirt up and show my abs
Yeah.
one day, you know.
So you guys that are posting, we really appreciate you guys because, like I said, for me, I've been kind of out of loop for a minute. I'm not posting like I should be, but I do, I hop on and see you guys, and y'all are on it. You guys are
Yeah.
serious about it. So Al and I were talking today, and we got to give y'all back the same. We got to put
Mm,
back into you guys like y'all pour into the group. We're gonna get better with our posting as well.
mm, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I mean, keep on posting your workout. You definitely people are watching you. They
Hmm.
you're motivating somebody. You might not see it, but you're motivating people. You
Yeah.
definitely motivating me, and
Yeah.
it holds me
Me as
accountable.
well. Yeah.
So keep doing that. And also I guess starting some of our next show when it's just me and you. If you want to be on the show with us and you just want to talk and say something, let me know and I can send you an invite. That way we can bring you on. We can talk to you personally and hear your story and stuff like that. You know what? I want to bring Miss Betty back on too sometime soon because she was my first guest and this is episode 14. So yeah, so we have gotten a lot better in asking questions and all that other kind of stuff. So a lot of things I would like to talk to, and especially like I said, she didn't lost some weight. I want to talk to her again. Definitely that. So you want to hear how everything going with their transformation, their journey.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't want it to be a one and done interview and they forgotten. I want to still be able to keep in touch with them, see how everything going because we all are in a community. We in a Silver Fox community.
Yes.
That's why I called it the Silver Fox Fitness Club. This is a club. It's a club of us together trying to conquer one thing. Live healthy.
Yes.
Live healthy. That's it. So well, shoot, we're gonna get to wrap it up. Another good session.
Yes.
How they can get at you, Miss Yvette?
Facebook, my fitness page. I have a fitness page. It's Jazzy_1Fitness. On regular Facebook, I'm Yvette Smith, and on Instagram, it's Jazzy_1Fitness IFBB Pro.
Definitely. Big Al, that's my name, Big Al. Big Al, aka Mr. Smokey, because I smoke the cigar. So once a month, once a month I smoke a cigar and drink me a glass of yak. So, but anyway, if you ever want to get one of these shirts, go to silverfoxfitnessclub.com. But on the Fox it's 2X, not 1X. Silver Fox Fitness Club. A lot of time I post it at the bottom on when I'm posting pictures and stuff like that. Check it out. I'm getting ready to run some sales pretty soon on the shirts and stuff. And hey man, let's do this. Let's grow this. Let's grow this together. Let's get healthy together. Let's do this as a community. Because I want us all to live longer. I want us to all to enjoy this life.
Yes.
Because we only got one life, and I want us to enjoy it to the fullest. When I see somebody, like in their 70s and they in good health walking, I'm like, this person is enjoying life to the fullest. And I want us to be like that too. And we all can do that. It's enough information out there to get educated to do it.
It is.
So so it's no all excuses. You can say the excuses. You just doing it to yourself because it's too much information out there. You can do it. So stop being lazy. Stop being complacent. And stop watching the dumb TV all the time. and find out, educate. You ain't gotta go to the grocery store and get a magazine and read like you did back in the day. You just Google it.
Google it.
Google it. Go to YouTube, Instagram. Down there, anything you type up on YouTube, it'll pop up. How I do this, how I do that. So all right, well, we'll be on next Thursday, 9:00. I'm glad to be back. And I hope everybody have a great weekend and all that other good stuff.
Enjoy your weekends. Have a happy Friday. Tomorrow's Friday.
Friday, yes. And when y'all working out in that weather, make sure y'all drink a lot of water. A lot of water. It's hot out there. Don't get out there and say, hey, I'm Iron Man or whatever, and you collapse out there on that pavement. It's hot. You need to drink a lot of water. Matter of fact, you need to drink enough water even when you get ready to go out. Drink some water and drink some cold water. If you had the grandbabies in the car with you, you go in the store, take them in there with you. Don't leave them grandbabies in that damn car. Or your kids. Don't leave them in that car. It's too hot. Yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot. When you come back, they be burnt. Don't do that. Don't do that to them babies. All right.
All right.
Peace.
Good
Later.
night, guys.
Good night. Good night.